Well, I was planning on making an Elder Scrolls video, but with the announcement of Black Flag Resynced, I figure why not make a video talking about it, and maybe you guys will enjoy my opinion on the matter. I mean, collectively as a fan base, people who are fans of Assassin's Creed can say without a doubt that Ubisoft is in a pretty awful position right now. Over the past few years, they have dropped bomb after bomb that has made almost no yield for their company at all, and they're publicly traded. They answer largely to shareholders, so this does not smell good for Ubisoft. With all of that being said, and acknowledging that Ubisoft has a lot of work to do to get back into a place of comfortability within its fanbase itself, I think they are pivoting into a pretty decent position with the Assassin's Creed franchise at least. The remake of Black Flag is a good idea, and it's a great fan service for the people who genuinely enjoy and care about the Assassin's Creed franchise. Black Flag is viewed by the majority of the fan base as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Assassin's Creed game ever made. And even more people agree that it is probably one of the last good Assassin's Creed games. If Ubisoft can pull it off, and I mean it is a big if because Ubisoft is extremely inconsistent with its ability to make games successfully in the past few years, so it's really just a hope and a prayer, but if they do, it will restore some fan trust in the company itself, which is essentially what they're doing with their announcement on social media, is they're trying to get people to be invested in their company again. We could spend some time in this video getting into the discourse around the game, what people are afraid of and what people are excited for, and I think these are great things to have in mind when thinking about a game that's coming up, but I really don't want to get into the rabbit hole of being fearful about a product before it even comes out. I know Ubisoft has a terrible track record, and I am a little distrustworthy of what they're putting out or producing at the current moment. But Assassin's Creed Black Flag is very important to me. It was a cornerstone of my childhood gaming, and I really am excited for the finished product. That being said, when the finished product is here, then I can sort of make assertions on what they failed at and what they succeeded at, but I feel it very counterproductive to make assertions or claims that could be not even based in reality before there's any semblance of the product even on the market. What I can discuss and what I really want to discuss is things that I hope that they explore in the remake itself. First, I hope they make the map a little bit bigger. And I'm not saying they go out of their way to create new assets, but maybe include the Freedom Cry map into the base game map already. In Freedom Cry, you're fighting slave traders and the French, which are the colonizers of Haiti, which is where the Freedom Cry DLC primarily takes place. The inclusion of this part of the Caribbean will allow for a new faction with the French, which could include new ships or more expanded quest lines, new characters to meet, and I think overall this would be a great direction to go. I know that they're removing all modern day segments, and that's highly trivial within the fan base, but I am completely agreed to that. I hated modern day segments. I liked being immersed in that time period, and I think with its removal, that's a thumbs up from me. That's what you got. I think if we could also maybe dial back some of the tailing missions or maybe shorten the length of some of the tailing missions, that would be great. I was never a big fan of those and I find them very pointless. And I think if they do dial back the tailing missions at all, it's the perfect opportunity to come up with some new quest lines, maybe just some little character building. It doesn't have to be anything special, but I think anything can be better than the tailing missions. I have seen a lot of debate online about them injecting RPG elements into the game, and I'm not particularly concerned if they do that or not. I don't know how it would affect the gameplay. I'm sure it would not be as fun and free flowing if they did, but it's not really a concern for me. I would prefer if it just kind of remained as natural as it did when I first played it in 2013, but I can't really say anything else about that. What I am terrified of, though, is the possible injection of cosmetic packs into the game. I think cosmetics in the game would be great that you could, craft or earn throughout traveling the seas, but I'm terrified of like these seasonal microtransaction 9.99 for some Ubisoft tokens to buy some winter Edward Kenway outfits. That's like my worst nightmare, and I really hope they don't go in that direction. The way the naval combat is in the game right now is great, and I don't think they need to make any changes or try to make it any more complex. I would like to see a rework of the fleet system if they keep it in the game. The fleet system was there, but I kind of never really used it. I don't think many people did use it that effectively or wanted to. And I know this is really random, but I would like it if they put a settlement or a city of some sort in Florida. I mean, it's kind of right there, and the only part of Florida you can access is a small strip of land that has a chest on it. And while it might not be geographically accurate, I think St. Augustine would probably be the best city for that, as it was already a colonized city that was kind of involved in Caribbean trade and was also in the southern climate, so it kind of fits the vibe. But I doubt they'll go that way, but it would be cool if they did. And lastly, I would kind of like an epilogue. I know at the end of the game they have an epilogue cutscene, but I'm talking like playable content. Maybe as Little Haytham exploring the manor as Birch's men are attacking and eventually killing Edward. Nothing too important, but something to show what happens to Edward and the tragedy of Edward's later life. But overall, those are my thoughts. And I'm hesitant and excited for this, and I really can't wait to, get into the game and see for myself what I feel about it whenever it is dropped. Hopefully, it's soon. I'm pretty sure it's soon. I could be wrong. But, anyways, those are some things that I'm looking forward to in the game. And if you guys have any opinions on what you want in the game, put it in the comments. I'd like to see. Maybe I overlooked something that I think would be super cool. Anyways,